Ever found yourself feeling trapped, consumed, and left empty by a relationship? It could be a toxic one. These relationships drain us, leaving us questioning our self-worth and fearing solitude. Yet, it's crucial to understand that being alone isn't a synonym for inadequacy. It provides a much-needed space for self-discovery and building healthier connections. We often cling to toxic relationships because of a false sense of hope, hoping against hope that things will change. But it's essential to distinguish between action and intention. It's not the potential of change that matters, but the willingness to act on it. Also, fear of rejection can be a powerful trap. Overcoming it requires building confidence, courage, and assertiveness. It's not about being tough, but knowing your worth. And let's not forget societal conditioning, which often makes us feel responsible for our partner's toxicity and even glamorizes such behavior. Challenging these norms can help us prioritize our well-being over toxic connections. Remember, being alone doesn't equate to being inadequate. It gives us the space to build healthier connections. Often we hope for change, but hope and reality can be worlds apart. We tend to get caught in the cobwebs of potential, the what could be or the what should be. We put our faith in the future, in the idea that with time things will get better. We cling to the belief that the person causing us pain might change. We see glimmers of their potential and it fuels our hope. But potential is not a promise, it is simply a possibility. And too often we confuse possibility with probability. It's important to remind ourselves that change is not about potential, it's about willingness. It's about the conscious decision to evolve, to grow, to be better. So when you find yourself stuck in the cycle of hope and disappointment, remember this: it's not about the potential of someone changing, it's about their willingness to do so. Rejection stings, but overcoming it requires building confidence, courage, and assertiveness. It's a fear that can keep us tethered to toxic relationships, a fear that whispers in our ear that we are not enough, that we will never find someone who will truly value us. But here's the thing: we all deserve to be loved, respected, and cherished. This fear of rejection is often rooted in low self-esteem and a lack of assertiveness. It's not about being tough, it's about knowing your value, your worth. It's about asserting your needs, your desires, and your boundaries in a relationship. Overcoming this fear starts with acknowledging it. It blossoms with self-love and self-respect. It thrives when we refuse to settle for anything less than we deserve. It's not about being tough, it's just about knowing your worth. Society often conditions us to feel responsible for our partner's toxicity and even glamorize their toxic behaviors. We're taught to romanticize the idea of fixing someone, to tolerate and make excuses for damaging behavior. But here's the reality: it's not our job to fix anyone but ourselves. Societal norms often perpetuate the cycle of toxicity, binding us in chains of misplaced guilt and responsibility. But it's essential to understand that you are not to blame for someone else's actions, and you certainly aren't obliged to tolerate them. It's time to break the cycle. It's time to challenge these norms that keep us shackled in toxic relationships. Time to prioritize our well-being over harmful connections. And remember, breaking the cycle doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you're choosing yourself, your peace, and your happiness. Recognizing this cycle and challenging societal norms helps us prioritize our well-being over toxic connections. There are several formidable factors that keep us stuck in toxic relationships. But are these factors worth sacrificing your peace and happiness? As we navigate through the stormy seas of negativity, it's crucial to remember that boundaries, perspective, and self-care are our guiding lights. Setting clear boundaries doesn't mean shutting off, it's merely defining your comfort zone. Changing perspective is about acknowledging the toxicity and understanding that it's okay to let go. And self-care? Well, it's not just bubble baths and chocolates. It's about nurturing your mental, emotional, and physical health. Recognize manipulation when you see it. It's a mask that hides the true face of toxicity. Understand the false promise of security. It's a mirage in the desert of despair that keeps you tethered to the pain. And don't fear the pain or the seemingly poor alternatives. The fear of the unknown can sometimes be more daunting than the pain of the known. To break away from a toxic relationship, trust yourself, prioritize your happiness, seek help when needed, and remember, you deserve tranquility and love.